Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Kris.
And today we'll be talking about the Kardashians, Season 4, Episode 9.
So listen, happy Thanksgiving to everybody who celebrated. Hopefully everybody had a good break, is well rested, well fed. And just in that, subscribe, like, comment, share, all the above with the Kardashians, with all the series that we are doing. I have no questions for y'all. At least not on top of the episode. You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Walk us through this.
We start with Kourtney and Tristan.
Okay.
Finishing up their conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Kourtney asks if he relates to people who say they're sociopaths and narcissists.
Crazy.
Tristan says he just wants Khloé to be happy. And she's like, well, what is your goal? Like, do you want to get back together? Not necessarily saying that's going to happen, but like, what are you trying to do? Tristan says his goal ultimately is to have his family back as a unit. Kourtney tells him if the actions don't match the words, it's really hard to believe.
Very hard to believe it, Tristan.
Yeah. Tristan says he has to be a good example for his kid. That's something that's pushing him. And Kourtney lets him know, look, the guys are really lucky in this family because for whatever reason, it's held to a priority to keep everyone happy and together.
Yeah.
That takes priority over boundaries or having someone's back.
Yeah.
The family isn't really good at supporting each other when it comes to boundaries, but they can help each other look good in pictures. Tristan believes if you make the mistake, you have to own it. And that's what he is trying to do in this moment. He's not proud of who he used to be, but he's proud of who he's becoming.
What do you think of that scene, Blair?
I feel the same way Kourtney does. I just don't know how to take you. I don't know if you really have changed. I don't really know if I can believe what you say. Because I'm sure you've said things before and apologized before. And every situation is just a bigger and bigger blunder. You cheat on Khloé and she goes into early labor. The next time you cheat, you have a baby. So it's just like, I can't trust anything you say at this point. And like Kourtney says, she's not here to hold a grudge. She believes people can grow. But at the same time, talk is cheap. And I agree. So
I can't even say talk is cheap because he didn't say anything.
Okay.
Like, he really didn't say anything. When someone asks you a direct question, give a direct answer, please. When Kourtney asks, what do you want to get out of this? What do you want? Don't say, I just want Khloé happy. That's not what you want. You want to be back with Khloé. Say it. Right? And and guess what? Maybe if you say it and be truthful, someone might give you the path back to it. Maybe Khloé may even give you the path back to it. But the fact that you just basically like just playing like on the fence, like, I just want to happy doing this, excuse me, doing this whole, I just want her to be happy and, I have to own up to the mistake. Like if you own up to it or not, it's on you.
Right.
It's yours.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta take it. You know what I'm saying? But the whole idea that he's basically going there, basically trying to basically make it seem like, we are here for Khloé. No. You're here to, for one, mend bridges. And when Kourtney asks you directly, what do you want out of this? What do you want to get out of this? Say, I really want Khloé back. I want to prove to Khloé that I'm a changed man. I want to prove to Khloé that, I made a mistake and that she could put her trust in me. How do you feel about how Kourtney described the men in the relationship?
I think that's accurate.
In that family.
Especially when it comes to Scott. I mean, the way that they hang out with him, involve him in so many things. Like, okay, we get it. He's the father to your children.
I thought Scott was a brother.
But it feels like he's a brother. Honestly, Kourtney and Scott were never married. So it just sometimes feels like the family is crossing a boundary when it comes to Scott. But maybe for Kourtney, that's not her boundary. Maybe she says, y'all can hang out, do whatever you want, but I'm married to my husband, Travis. We got a baby on our way. And for me, it would be nice to see the family move along with Kourtney and try to have that connection with Travis.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Scott, I think he lost his parents. He really doesn't have any siblings. So they have accepted and adopted him into their family. Yeah. But it just seems
he's also
too
grown
close.
Man. Yeah, he's a grown man too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what Kourtney was saying is very it's the undertone of basically what I've seen so far. Tristan, not married to Khloé. I don't think ever was married to Khloé. One phone call, he gets a job. Kris Jenner working as his manager too. You get what I'm saying? Why does he get the benefits and the perks of being in the Kardashian Jenner family? You get what I'm saying? Scott is basically their brother. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I want to see, to Blair's point, do y'all give that same, or extend rather, that same olive branch to Travis? You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, don't isolate him. Don't.
Or Angela.
Oh, who's Angela?
Black China.
Okay. Well, I don't think that gonna happen.
Not at this point.
Yeah, I don't think that gonna happen. I think Black China said some things that's kind of, I mean.
Yeah,
but
took him to court and stuff.
Yeah, but my whole thing is, like, it's the men. I think there is something to the point that they, I don't want to say cherish the men, but there is a high regard to most of them to make sure that they're comfortable, in spite of their wrongdoings to the actual family members of the Kardashian.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So that is very interesting. There is perks and benefits to being at least the father that we've seen of a Kardashian baby.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Continue.
Kim has North, Penelope, and Scott to go to her Met fitting with her. She brings North and Penelope just so they can get an idea of what it's like. They can talk to her about the outfits.
Yeah.
And she brings Scott to kind of keep the kids managed while she's actually doing the fitting.
Well, okay.
And that's what we're talking about. Scott to get to go everywhere and do everything. Well, but that's their brother.
Well, his daughter is there.
Yes, that's true.
His daughter is there. Thank you, Blair. I'm about to say he's there with his daughter.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, Rain is taking pictures with Kourtney, and he is a very talkative boy. Kourtney is having a baby, and it all happened naturally, which was really exciting because they went through IVF. She even went through this like wellness program of taking all these like vitamins and quitting certain foods and trying to get certain levels together, and none of it worked, but actually it happened when they were least expecting it.
Yeah.
Her plan is to make an announcement at the Blink 182 concert saying, "Travis, I'm pregnant," holding up the sign.
Yeah. Now, listen, many of us thought that was a spur of the moment.
Yeah, I thought it was her announcement to him as well, because he did look surprised. Yeah.
A lot of us thought it was a spur of the moment, but this just lets you know that you should not believe everything you see. That they are always marketing. You get what I'm saying? They are always looking for the moment. Yeah. And they're so good at it that they know how to cultivate it. They know how to, no matter how old they get, they know how to bring the spotlight on them. I'm happy for Kourtney that she's able to, cause even she said like it took months to get those chemicals out her body, going through all these treatments and things like that, and to be blessed with a baby naturally. Yeah. I'm happy that, this peace of mind, cause you know how women may go through these cycles where they may feel like it's them or the partner may feel like it's them. But the fact that they was able to get it naturally and things like that, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Continue.
We are at the Met fitting, and this outfit for the year is the pearl dress.
The pearl dress.
And North has some critiques for the dress, for the designer, and for Kim. Okay. And Kim actually asks her what her notes are and tries to get her to communicate what she likes, what she doesn't like, which was pretty nice. I like when parents allow their kids to talk, but Kim is also trying to teach North tact, so it's kind of a fine line right now. Yeah. But North tells us that there were too many gaps in the pearls, that the pearls look fake. Kim said, well, you need a lesson on pearls because these pearls are real and they are expensive. North says that it looks a little bit too beachy, and Kim agreed with that, and they actually ended up covering the stomach so it didn't look as beachy. North's favorite dress was the one where Kim looked like wet, and I really loved that look too. Kim asked North to be easy on her today, and North says, well, look, I'm not going to lie. Yeah. If you don't want me to say something, tell me, but if you ask me, I'm going to tell you what I think.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of bringing your kid to work, ever. Ever. I know it's a show, I know it's a reality show, and I know, like, when I grew up in a generation where, kids stay out of grown folks' business. You know what I mean? So I'm sure you probably thought it was cute, people watching it, like, North. Because, there's a love-hate relationship with Kim Kardashian. So if the fact that North is being blunt with Kim, people may feel like, yeah, Kim, you need that. Yeah, you deserve that and things like that. I'm not a fan of kids being at work with their parents. Like, don't bring your kid to work. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's bring your kid to work day and things like that. And even then, when that happened, when the school let me do that, I did not go to work with my mom. You get what I'm saying? So how do you feel overall about the scene and things so far?
I actually enjoyed it. I didn't necessarily feel that North was tearing into her mom. I like that because dressing fashion is Kim's passion as well as Kanye's passion. So it was interesting to see them try to cultivate some of that interest and just the thought process that would go into being a designer into their child, which is something that she might want to do because Kim says, North is really into fashion. She's into looks. So I think it's a good way of stimulating her. Now, did she have to do it in front of the designer? Maybe Kim could have, took her to the side and just had because to me, it did come across a little unprofessional, but when you're Kim, does it really matter?
I'm about to say, you're Kim Kardashian.
But no, I like when parents give their kids the floor to kind of think through and talk through their thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Kendall and Kylie are going as well.
Okay.
At this point, we see Kendall's outfit. It was, the whole Met was the ode to Karl Lagerfeld. Okay. And the outfit was just that. And her booty was out.
Booty.
And she had on these massive boots. She's already, I think she said she was like 5'11", 5'10". And the boots made her over 6'7". But to me, she looked great. It was very camp. It's very what the Met goes for.
Yes, it was very, what's the word? It starts with a P. It's rather you love it or like you hate it. It's rather
polarizing.
She had a very polarizing outfit. It's rather there's no in the middle.
Right. It's
rather you go see the art in it, or you go think, why this girl walking around with these big boots? You get what I'm saying? Go ahead, continue.
Yeah. We talked about how Kim is trying to teach North tact, and she was trying to express to her, there's a way to say, maybe I don't love such and such. And the North says something like, maybe I don't love your necklace. And she did. To me, I felt like she was tearing a little bit in, like at that point. And that's why Kim was just like, yeah, there's a way to be honest without pretty much being an a-hole.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing with that, though. She's 10. I think she's 10.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that you're going to teach that is not going to land in the moment.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's going to be a continuous lesson. So with continuous lessons will come continuous disappointments. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And guess what? North will be whatever she is destined to be. When it comes to personality, when it comes to if she want to get into the fashion industry, I think we as viewers can sometimes be too hard on children growing up when they don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying? They are trying to figure out who they are and what is their voice. And, being in front of the camera is not easy in itself. No. You get what I'm saying? Continue, because usually most children, not only North, most children at 10 years old are what they are.
Right, and most kids don't have a filter anyway.
Yeah.
That's what they say, kids are mean.
Yeah, pretty much.
And North, they set it up to make it look like North planned surprise massages for herself, Kim, and Penelope.
Okay.
Clearly somebody had helped her, because North is a child.
Please, who gave her the card? Continue.
Next, we go to Khloé's house. She is waking True up at 7 a.m.
Wake up, True.
And she's getting her ready for school. So we get to see a bit of what Khloé's morning routine looks like.
Yeah.
Normally, she packs the lunch before, but she was working late last evening, so she was up fixing her school lunch today.
Okay.
As well as trying to get her outfit together. Apparently, it was Spirit Week, so she was getting her dressed up as a cowboy for the day. Khloé tells us that she works out at 4:30 so she can be done at 7 to get True ready. And she's now gotten into the rhythm of balancing the two kids.
Facts.
And Khloé says, look, everybody has been telling me I need to get out there. I need to drink. I need to party. I need to heal. But she's happiest at home with her family.
Yeah.
And I think just thinking about that, I'm just like, yes, Khloé used to be a party animal. She was definitely a wild girl. I mean, she even got a DUI. But
bringing up crimes.
But she's older now.
Yeah.
And she does have her kids and her family. And maybe this is peace to her at this point in her life. So for people telling her what she needs to do and how she needs to get out there, some people just like to be at peace in their home and not have to deal with anything or anyone.
But.
Yes.
Can I ask my question?
Yes.
I said, can I ask my question?
Yes.
As the viewer, I understand how you feel, right? But as the viewer, how do you feel viewing Khloé? Is this the best version of Khloé as a viewer, as a fan of the show? Because I read some comments, and even though no one hates Khloé, but there is something to Khloé's storyline. Her story arc in this season is bland.
Okay.
It's not really. It's like I don't really need it. It's like basically they said this whole season basically was pretty bland compared to other seasons. But I read some comments saying, Khloé, like your storyline, you really don't have one. You get what I'm saying? So as a viewer, compared to watching Khloé back in the day, how does it feel watching Khloé now? Is it basically the same with the answer you just gave now?
It's pretty much the same. I mean, is it less exciting? Yes, but I don't expect her to be the same way in her 20s as she is in her late 30s.
Facts.
You know, so, and I do look at it as reality TV, even though it might be scripted and things like that. This is where she's at in her life. I think people are allowed to change. You know, hopefully you're not doing the same things you were doing 15 years ago today.
You know they are. You know you are.
So I just say, let Khloé do her thing. Now, is it good for the brand and, you know, maybe how they want to be perceived and how they want to be out there and all this stuff? Maybe not overall, but for me individually, I can not necessarily saying I can relate, but I can respect it. I can respect that she's different. You know?
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, this is my first time watching the season fully. So I don't know the party animal Khloé. I don't know the interesting Khloé and things like that. I know the mother Khloé. You get what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with it. Most of the season was really the undertones of her storyline was Tristan.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting getting a little peek behind the curtain on that. But I really would like to ask, who are these friends telling you like go out and do these things? Yeah. Where they are in their life? Do they have as much money as you? You get what I'm saying? Like, are they in the same? Do they have as much to lose? Yeah. As much to risk as you do? You get what I'm saying? I think it's very important with 2 children, because she has 2, right? Yeah. That she has to find balance. To your point, and both of them is Tristan's. Yeah. Right, by Tristan, right? So her being a single mom and co-parenting, she has to find the balance, and that takes time. And that's going to take a time away from parties. That's going to take time away from other activities from people who don't have to balance. Could Khloé probably get a nanny? Could Khloé probably get a full-time? Of course. But that's not Khloé's personality based on what I've seen this season. Yeah. She's very hands-on. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. And like you said, she could be actually actively healing while she's going through this, getting her balance, getting her rhythm and things like that. So I have no beef with Khloé storyline this season at all. But I do want to make one note, is that Khloé has lost a bit of her edge. She used to be a little bit more rigid, like one to not take ish from anybody, even a man. But I do think that the relationships that she's been in has definitely it took it from her? It's taken a toll on her. You think so? Yeah, it's definitely taken a toll on her. I also feel like as we get older and, you know, the fact that she has kids, there's more gray area than when you were younger and you weren't in a position to have to co-parent. Yeah. So she is trying to navigate that and try to figure out the best way to do it. But this whole Tristan redemption arc, I'm just like, it's annoying. People was done with that, yeah. And that's why I asked. And Khloé's participation in it is annoying too. Okay. So and that's why I was asking you, the pro, in watching this show, because I'm like, I know Khloé got a job. I know she does things. And I know next season, to jump a couple scenes into the finale, it says it shows a preview of her going to, I think the line is good American. Yeah. I'm like, what? Like, we didn't see her work. Yeah. We didn't really see nothing outside of like her talking to Tristan and basically her talking to her mom and her being with her children. Now, granted, I have nothing against that. I have nothing to compare it to. You know what I'm saying? So you can say she lost her edge and things like that. I'm like, this is the only Khloé I know. You get what I'm saying? So hopefully I get to see and learn some more. But I have no problem with this storyline with Khloé. You know, I hope to see more of her. Yeah. You know? Continue. Next, we have Kris and Corey. They are on their way to producer Brian's house to discuss a documentary that he wants to create about Kris. Okay. And he talks about how everyone attached to Kris has become successful in multiple ways. Yeah. And that this is telling Kris's story in a way that no one's heard before and telling information that she's never shared before. Like, even during their sit down conversation, she said that she didn't have any she didn't go to college, she didn't have any type of training. And Kris says to him that she feels the luckiest girl in the world just being able to do this with him. That's nice. That's nice. Look, man, Kris is the common denominator in all of this.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Kourtney was kind of alluding to in the first scene. Like, Kris is the bridge that everybody has to cross. To be close to any of these Kardashians, even after you are the father or after you give birth, there's a bridge you have to cross, and that's the Kris bridge. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Scott goes in for his operation or something to check on his back, something like that. Who's there with him? Kris. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Tristan is walking around Khloé's house, and he needs something to do. He needs a job. Who gets him the job? Kris. Kim Kardashian want to break more into the acting industry, and guess what? A writer writes a script specifically for this non-actor
on this huge show,
non-actress. And this is not a startup show. This is a proven show on a big network. And who's the common denominator? Who got her that role?
Kris.
Mm-hmm. So Kris is the common denominator, and that's the bridge that basically whatever standard she holds in her mind and her morals, her ethics. That is the flagship for the Kardashians. Mm-hmm. So if Kris is the type to be like, if you wrong my daughters, you will not work in this town, they won't work in this town.
Hello?
But if she's like, you wrong my daughters, but we are a family, and da-da-da-da-da, I'm graceful, I'm gracious, not only will they still be part of the family, they may even get some perks.
Hello?
You get what I'm saying? Who knows?
And you coming to Christmas.
Exactly.
Well, Khloé is taking some time to interview her cousin Cici.
Yeah.
This is their dad's first cousin.
Yeah.
Well, Khloé's, dad, he passed away when she was 19.
R.I.P.
And she wants something to look back in regards to the family and the family history.
Yeah.
A lesson Cici learned was family first.
Yes.
That's what Khloé's dad taught her.
Mm-hmm.
And Helen, Khloé's grandma, thought Cici could fix the demise of Kris's and Rob's Kardashian. A relationship.
Okay, I'm about to say their marriage or whatever.
Yeah, their marriage.
Yes.
And when they found out that it couldn't be fixed, mm-hmm. Helen said no one can talk to Kris. Cici said that she wasn't going to do that because she wanted to have a relationship with the children. Mm-hmm. Cici was on the outs with her family because she kept in contact with them. Mm-hmm. And even they said Rob was angry with her till the day he died.
Yeah.
Helen told Kris ruined their family, mm-hmm. and the Kardashian castle had crumbled.
What did you think so far about that scene?
I thought it was really interesting. I was a little bit confused because I thought Kris said the dad and her were friends mm-hmm. after the fact.
Best
and
friends. They
did stuff together as a family, mm-hmm. and they still really loved and cared for each other. So the fact that Cici still spoke to her, I can get it in some ways because sure, it's like, okay, you have to interact because you're the father, mm-hmm. but the rest of my family have my back and kind of like putting this lady on ice type of way. So I get it, but at the same time, I was a little confused because I thought they had a good relationship. So what did you think?
Well, I don't know why you thought that, because even, listen here, the one who's alive is the one that can tell the story.
That's true. So, and she could paint it however she wants.
So that's why mm-hmm. I'm like, I ain't going to take your word for it. Especially if you're the one that cheated. Mm-hmm. I ain't taking your word of how good a relationship you had with Rob after the fact and mm-hmm. things of that nature. No, of course not. Like, and only thing I can just take what she says and that she says she's sorry about it. She's regretful about it. But it's very interesting to get the kind of history, even this little bit, of the backstory of the Kardashians. But even then, I got to give a little criticism. Khloé, this is what they're talking about. Like, you're sitting down. We're not really, even in a scene with you in it, we're not learning anything about you. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Thank you for being the vehicle to get us this little behind the scenes. But I think people want to know kind of what... It kind of feels like there's a wall up with Khloé this season.
Oh, definitely. And I think she's mentioned before, like, she's a lot, like, very sensitive to the public and their opinions. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes her want to be in a show.
Yeah, it's a wall up. I don't know when Khloé became Barbara Streisand or, like, Oprah. Mm-hmm. But it just felt like she was interviewing Cici.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Besides actually showing us the reality of the Kardashians, their life. You get what I'm saying? I understand you're sitting down talking to your family member, but I can actually feel like there's a wall up that you're not letting us in. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how that is going to mesh with Kris's plan for this family. Mm. You get what I'm saying? Especially because if it obviously it's not about well, it's always about the money, but obviously they're not hurting for money. When they was on E, and then their contract ran out with E, they obviously went to Hulu, right? And the whole point of basically continuing this reality TV show is to show the behind the scenes of their life.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to come a crossroad to where Kris is going to ask Khloé, you have to give us something. We can't have Kendall, who don't really give us nothing. We can't have Kylie, who don't even show up to shoot. We can't have Kourtney, who don't even really like the family. And now we have you, who's really not giving. It's just gonna be the Kris and Kim show. You get what I'm saying? This is gonna hurt us as a family.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So
and who knows how long the contract they have is with Hulu?
Yeah.
Like for how many seasons they got to do.
I mean,
so.
but like I said, Kris is commenting out. I'm sure Kris can get whatever she can get. But at the end of the day, they want to see something too. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey, I appreciated seeing Kim. Kim is the star. But it was basically Kris and Kim show throughout the whole season. And this is the most I've seen Kylie.
Yeah.
And she wasn't even saying anything. She was just getting dressed. You know what I'm saying? Continue.
Yep. This is Kim's 10th Met, and it still means a lot to her.
Okay.
Kendall is worried about falling down the steps.
As you should be.
And Kylie is wearing a red dress, which is actually a really nice dress.
I ain't gonna hold you. Her dress was the best.
Yeah.
Out of the family, in my opinion.
Yeah. They are all in their separate cars heading to the Met.
Facts.
Kim's car is overheating, so they have to jump in another car to get there. Kim's beads are also falling off.
Yeah.
So we are having a really traumatic time trying to get to the Met. North is somewhere with somebody watching her. I think that she was a stylist, actually. But she is a little Joan Rivers giving critiques on people's outfits who are all walking down the runway. When Kris married Bruce, she was in People magazine. This is when Khloé is talking to Cici again. Kim snuck Kris in when their dad was passing away, and they professed their love for each other.
Okay. And that was back to the Cici conversation with Khloé.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Yeah. Moving on. The Met is over, and Kim, which is funny because I think she said it previously, like after like the Met or big events, she orders pizza. Because she could finally eat because she doesn't have to worry about fitting into something.
Yeah.
So Kim tells North that she has to have loyalty. So apparently Kim was telling Kendall that she loved her outfit, and North and Penelope were telling Kendall, like, yes, your outfit was our favorite look. Like, you look so good. And Kendall was like, yeah, like your mom said she loved it too. And North was like, well, she lied because she told me she ain't like it. And Kim's like, you need to have some loyalty for your mom. You don't need to tell everybody everything. And Kim has decided that she wants to hang out with her kids instead of going to any after parties.
That's facts. Would you like to go to the Met Gala one day?
I would like to go to watch. I don't need to be the center of attention, like to have an outfit and stuff.
I didn't say you. I didn't say you will be. I just say like. Would you like to go?
Yeah, I would go and like see the outfits in person and stuff. Like it seems interesting enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I get enough joy from watching it on TV and the pictures online. But if I was there, I'm sure it'd be cool.
Yeah. I wouldn't go.
Okay.
My thing about this scene is that Kim looks very old. I was watching the scene with Blair, and I said Kylie looks like a star. Like this is literally the personality of what I seen based on the first time I watched the full season of the Kardashians. Kylie looks like a star, but she's boring. She has nothing to say. She chooses to have nothing to say. So Kylie got the look, but no. Kylie had the best dress, in my opinion, right? Kendall, she is the model. She is the one that's the working model and things like that. She want to be in magazines and things of that nature. But, you know, she battles with some anxiety. So you really can't depend on her to give you star-level quality scenes.
And consistency. And all that.
Like, we seen her throughout the season, but, you know, we probably could put her on the same level as Kylie. Like, we seen them here and there. Kylie, we almost didn't see at all.
Yeah.
Kim is the workhorse, right? She is the one that will go out. She fly here, take a helicopter here, take 2 cars here, car overheat, she jump in another car. She's the workhorse. But she looks worn. She looks tired. Like, even with the pearl dress, I'd be like, I was watching. I was like 10 years ago. That dress probably would have looked amazing on Kim. But it didn't look bad. But I'm like, it doesn't captivates me.
Okay.
And I'm like, wow, Kim is definitely, especially since this is her 10th one. She had a lot of looks and things like that. And I'm like, you look tired. You look like a veteran. You get what I'm saying? So it's very interesting to see. I really did love Kylie dress, and you know how much I love Kylie dress. Red is not my favorite color in any way. You get what I'm saying? So that was very interesting. About the having loyalty. Hey, if you don't want your kid to know something, don't talk to them.
Yeah.
It's just that plain and simple. You can't control kids' mouths. Okay, if you don't want them to know something, don't tell them. Continue.
Yep. We end up seeing Kourtney doing the announcement for the pregnancy.
Yeah.
And after it was done, they're all backstage and they're like, do you think people really thought that was Travis's like first time knowing? And they were like, clearly they're married. Of course he knows. But Kourtney was like, well, Travis, he actually looked surprised. And Travis said that he was surprised because he was so in the moment focusing on, working that it just felt naturally like a surprise. So yeah, that's why he responded in that way. And that was pretty much the end of the episode.
What did you think so far of the season? We got a season finale next episode.
Overall, I mean, the season was mid. I mean, they did the Tristan stuff, and I think that was supposed to draw us in and to make us interested and to be like, oh, they're finally talking about it. They're finally having him on. But I don't know. I just don't believe anything he says. So it just fell flat for me. He's just like, I'm a better person. I'm in therapy. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And I'm like, I can't tell. I guess.
But he didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Like forget, like in my eyes, I'm like, forget everything he says. Because he didn't say anything.
Okay.
Like he just basically just there like, I just want what's best for Khloé. What did that even mean?
Yeah.
Like, look, like tell me what that means. Because you say you want the best for Khloé. Tell me what you think the best for Khloé is. So it's like they just tiptoed around it and they ain't really go into deep depths of, I believe, that they can go.
Yeah, I feel like Kourtney held him the most accountable, but she was still like, I ain't trying to hold a grudge. Like it is what it is.
No, because to her, she's like, look, I'm with Travis now. I'm not in the everyday hustle and bustle of the Kardashians and Kris Jenner's hand and things like that. Hopefully, we get a good finale. Anything else?
That's it.
Y'all be good.
Bye.